You did it. You finally did it. You stopped talking to him. Whether it was after a painful breakup, a frustrating argument, or because you were just sick and tired of being taken for granted, you cut off the communication. You went silent. And now you are sitting in that silence and your mind is racing, a whirlwind of anxiety and doubt, wondering, what is he thinking? What is he going to do next? Did I just make a huge, irreversible mistake? What if I told you that his reaction isn't a mystery? What if I told you that a man's mind, when it is suddenly and completely confronted with the deafening silence of a woman he valued, even if he didn't show it, goes through a predictable, almost mechanical, and often panic series of psychological stages? Stages of confusion, of ego, of anxiety, and ultimately of profound reevaluation. Today, I am not giving you vague guesses or hopeful maybes. I am giving you the timeline. I am revealing with brutal clarity exactly what a man will do, stage by predictable stage, when you stop talking to him. Understanding this will give you the immense power to stay calm, to hold your frame, and to predict his next move with chilling, almost psychic accuracy. And pay close attention, because the third stage is where his respect for you is either forged in fire or shattered forever. This is the playbook he doesn't know you have. To understand his almost guaranteed reaction, you must first understand the profound power of the pattern interrupt. Whether he consciously realized it or not, your attention, your texts, your emotional energy, they were a consistent, predictable pattern in his life, a reliable source of validation, of comfort, of ego stroking. When you go completely, utterly silent, you do not just stop talking. You detonate a psychological grenade in the center of his reality. You violently shatter his pattern. His brain, which was comfortably on autopilot, is suddenly, jarringly forced to confront a void, a missing piece of data, an urgent, unanswered question. Where did she go? Why is the pattern broken? This void creates a powerful state of cognitive dissonance. His mind cannot rest until the puzzle is solved, until the pattern is restored or a new one is understood. The stages we're about to discuss are his mind's clumsy, predictable, and often desperate attempts to solve the urgent puzzle of your sudden absence. This isn't about romantic love for him, not at first. It is about a problem that needs to be solved, an imbalance that needs to be corrected. Stage 1, confusion and ego. Days 1 to 7. What he does. Initially, in the first few days, he often does absolutely nothing, or he acts like he doesn't notice. He might even post more frequently on social media, subconsciously trying to show you and himself how unbothered he is. He'll check his phone, see no message from you, and his first thought is rarely, "Oh no, I miss her." It is almost always first, "What the hell? Is her phone broken?" Followed quickly by the arrogant assumption of his ego. "She's just playing a game. She'll be back." They always come back. The potent psychology. This is his ego's primary defense mechanism. His pride, his sense of being the prize in the dynamic, cannot immediately process the loss of control, the shattering of the pattern. He assumes it's a mistake, a temporary fluke, or a childish tantrum on your part. His pride prevents him from reaching out first, because in his mind, he is the one who is supposed to be chased, not the other way around. He is calmly, or not so calmly, waiting for you to crumble, to break the silence, as you may have done in the past. Your action in this stage. You do one thing, and you do it with the discipline of a Spartan warrior. You hold the line. This is the easiest stage for you to win, and all it requires is your absolute, unwavering silence. Stage 2, the low-effort probe, usually week 1 to 2. What he does. When you don't crumble, when you don't come crawling back, his confusion begins to curdle into a low, simmering level of anxiety. He will then, almost certainly, send a low-effort, deniable probe. I need you to understand, this is not a real attempt at connection. It is a test. It is a lazy feeler. The potent psychology. He needs to know if he still has power over you. He needs to reestablish the old, comfortable pattern with the absolute minimum possible investment on his part. The low-effort probe is meticulously designed to get a response from you without him having to show any real vulnerability, any real interest, or any real effort. Concrete examples. This is when he will suddenly, out of the blue, watch your Instagram story. He might accidentally like a very old photo. He might send a pathetic one-word text like hey or yo or a generic meaningless meme. It is the laziest, lowest risk attempt to get a signal from you. Your action in this stage, you ignore the probe. You must treat a low-effort probe that follows a period of his silence with more profound silence. Replying to a hey validates his lazy, low-effort strategy and tells him he still has you. Your silence in the face of his pathetic probe is what shatters his ego, elevates your value, and powerfully triggers the next, more desperate stage. Stage 3, spiking anxiety and value reevaluation, usually week 2 to 3. What he does, your powerful, confident silence in the face of his low-effort probe completely shatters his frame. His ego is now genuinely bruised. His low-level anxiety spikes into genuine concern. He starts to seriously, perhaps for the first time, wonder if he has lost you for good. This is the critical stage where he begins a profound value reevaluation. The potent psychology. His mind, now in a state of panic, starts remembering all the good times. The powerful, rosy retrospection effect kicks in. He minimizes your flaws and dramatically magnifies your positive qualities. The pain of your absence, the void you've created, starts to become real and visceral. He's no longer just confused or annoyed. He's starting to feel the cold, sharp sting of the fear of loss. And this is where his respect for you begins to skyrocket, because you have demonstrated, through your actions, that you are not a needy girl he can control with breadcrumbs. You are a high-value woman with unshakable self-respect. The shift in his mind, his internal monologue shifts from, she's being annoying, she'll be back, to, wow, she has incredible self-respect. She's not playing games. Maybe I was the one who messed up. Maybe she was far more valuable than I realized. Stage 4, the high-effort reach-out and the real connection attempt. What he does. After stewing in his anxiety and completing his reevaluation of your now skyrocketed worth, if his interest in you is genuine, he will finally, inevitably, reach out with a high-effort, specific, often vulnerable message. The potent psychology, he now understands with painful clarity that low effort will no longer work with you. He is now willing to humble himself, to take a real emotional risk, and to be vulnerable, because his fear of losing you permanently has now become greater than his fear of looking weak or losing his pride. He is no longer just probing for a reaction. He is genuinely, sincerely trying to reconnect. Concrete examples. This is not just, hey, this is a full paragraph. Hey, I know I've been distant and I've been thinking a lot. I was an idiot. I miss talking to you and I'd love to see you. Or, hey, I saw something that genuinely reminded him of a deep conversation you had, and it made me realize I really messed up. Can we please talk? He will often reference his own bad behavior. Your action in this stage, this is the only message you respond to, and you respond with calm, high-value, feminine warmth, not with emotional, gushing relief. You are the queen, graciously, calmly granting an audience to a man who has now finally, after a long journey, shown the proper respect. A simple, it's nice to hear from you. I'm glad you took some time to reflect. You are now in complete, undeniable control of the entire dynamic. So what is the profound ultimate truth here? Your silence is not a punishment. It is not a game. It is a mirror. When you go completely silent, you remove your own emotional reactions from the equation. All he is left with in that deafening quiet are his own actions, his own thoughts, his own level of interest in the consequences of his own behavior. You are powerfully, masterfully forcing him to confront himself. A man who was never truly, genuinely interested will look into the mirror of your silence and feel a profound sense of relief. He will gladly, happily let you go, and you have your answer. A man who was genuinely interested but was being complacent, disrespectful, or taking you for granted will look into that mirror and be absolutely horrified by the high-value woman he is about to lose. Your silence forces him to reveal his true, authentic intentions to himself and ultimately to you. It is the ultimate, most powerful truth serum. What a man does when you stop talking to him. The 4 predictable stages. 1. Initial confusion and arrogant ego. He thinks you'll be back. 2. The pathetic, low-effort probe. He tests the waters. 3. Spiking anxiety and the value reevaluation. He starts to panic. 4. The genuine, high-effort reach out. He finally understands your worth. Your silence, ladies, is your ultimate power. In the comments section below, I want you to build a library of strength for other women. What is the longest you have ever had to hold your powerful silence before he finally came back with a genuine, high-effort reach out? Your story will give other women the strength and the courage to hold the line. If this video just gave you the strength, the clarity, and the strategy you desperately need right now, share it. Let's stop the cycle of desperate chasing and empower more women to recognize and own their profound value. For more unfiltered, potent truths about male psychology, power dynamics, and becoming a high-value woman that he is terrified to lose, make sure you have absolutely obliterated that subscribe button and have activated all notifications. Your power is not in your words, it's in your silence. Go out there and own it.